Have you ever thought that you feeling imbalanced is your body's cry for help? Many of us are walking around not feeling balanced, and that could be with our emotions, with our health, physically, mentally. And the thing is, none of us are ever taught at school that we are holistic beings and we must look after ourselves in that way. So somebody, they might be looking after themselves physically, let's say going to the gym, eating all the right foods, doing all the right things, but mentally their inner critic is like 90% bad. Well, what is going to over trump? I can guarantee you it will be mentally. I mean, firstly, everything is energy. We are energy. And every time, even if you're having negative thoughts and things about yourself while you're eating your food, even if it's healthy, you're going to be putting all of that bad energy into your body because that's the energy you're eating it with. And so when I say holistic beings, what I mean is looking at ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, sexually, like all of these things matter. And most people really are just looking after themselves physically. And you know, I think that's probably because we're not really taught the tools how to look after ourselves emotionally. You know, I mean, everybody knows like what that food chart is of all the foods that you're supposed to eat and that you need to do exercise and a set amount of exercise a day. But we're never told about mentally looking after ourselves, telling yourself every day in the mirror, in the eyes, I love you. I actually love you. I appreciate you. Who does that? If you do that, tell me, because if you do, I'm so impressed and also very, very happy to hear that. But sadly, not many people do. And then you've got sexually, you know, whether you're in a relationship or you're out of a relationship, our sexual health is so important. You know, if you're sleeping around, I think obviously it depends on your rationale and your reasons behind it, but sex is a sacred act. Your body is your temple. Okay, so not only have you got the worry of, you know, STDs or things like that if you're not having safe sex, but energetically, every time you are having any sensual sexual moments with another person, your energies are intertwining. And if you are not loving that person, or you don't want to be in a relationship with them, whatever your reasons, don't have their energy connecting with yours on that level. And emotionally, you know, so many people can get upset easily, can get angered easily, you know, withdraw easily, and not really thinking, why is this happening? What can I do about this? How can I make myself better and shift myself out of that? I've definitely, through my own experience, got to the point where if I'm feeling stressed, then I'm choosing it. I'm actually choosing it, and I don't care what has happened outside of me. Anything could happen, but I am choosing that. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know, my children and I had a house fire in the middle of the night. It was like 12:30. Myself and my 4 children had to go out. And the months after that, it's like, I'm choosing how I want to feel. And it might be easy to think, yeah, but this happened, that happened. These are all stories from our childhood. Oh, this happened to me. That's why I'm like this. My dad was like this. My mum was like that. That's why I'm like that. They're all stories. We are choosing how we feel. And if you don't think you are, then I suppose the simplest way to break it down for you is like, if you're not in control of you, who is? It's only you. And you know, it's if you're choosing or if you're not learning to stop yourself looping in the head or anything at all like that, then you are choosing not to. But, you know, as soon as you take that ownership of yourself, of your thoughts, of your feelings, regardless of what's going on around you, you give yourself that power back, but also it allows you to make sure you are nurturing and giving yourself self-care mentally and emotionally and also spiritually, because you are in control and you're not allowing anyone to take your power. I just really want to stress that if you're watching this video, then write down, give the headings mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, sexually, and write under each one, what one thing can you do in the upcoming week where you can look after yourself. So if it's mentally, maybe go and learn something new. You know, have you got a reoccurring issue that you could go and learn something about and watch a YouTube video? Emotionally, if you're feeling triggered or you're often triggered, whichever direction you're going in, write down a tool that you can give yourself. If you feel the emotion coming up, that you're going to go and step away before it gets to boiling point of spilling out with your emotions. Physically, it doesn't have to be much, even physically, even just getting out of bed and giving yourself a quick stretch or going for a 5-minute walk. It doesn't have to be big. Even if it's just making sure you've got something ready, healthy in the morning that you can have for breakfast, like one simple thing. Spiritually, take a minute, 1 minute for yourself, either when you wake up, when you go to bed, both. Just give thanks for the day or just sit there in silence and time it, okay? And then sexually, maybe just give yourself a nice massage when you come out of the bath or the shower. It doesn't have to be big things, but if you just imagine all of these holistic things about us, imagine that they are tanks, and each of these tanks need to be filled a certain amount. And so when you are not consciously looking after yourself in these tanks, some of them are going to get depleted and they will impact the other ones, trust me. So the best thing you can do is to start living a little bit more intentionally and just think, okay, what can I do to nurture myself today or for the upcoming week? And just give yourself that. Seriously, our bodies are our temples. It doesn't matter, like, if you car, house, bike, plane, anything at all. If you didn't have your body, you wouldn't be here. Our bodies are so precious and we really just need to look after them so that we can just have the best life we possibly can. And trust me, when you look after all of these and you make sure all of these tanks are at a certain level, like, it will feel like heaven on earth. It truly will, because your external world will be mirroring your internal world. Alright, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you so much love, so much blessings. Take care. Bye.